Okay, here's what I've got next. I've got the Circulator by 2R Designs. I've had this one around for a while and haven't really played with it much. I'm not really usually very fond of these round spinners, but this one plays pretty well. I've been playing with it for a little while here and works pretty well. It's got these little projections on the outside. You can catch your finger on those a bit. Not too much though, because they're kind of rounded, or they're beveled, so you can't really get a bite on them too good, but it's not too bad though. It's easy to pull though. And it's got these little cutouts in here that aren't exactly symmetrical, so technically it's not symmetrical in both directions. So I don't think that's going to have much effect on it at all. But these round spinners usually get some pretty good spin times because they're more aerodynamic. The wind resistance on them isn't quite as great, so we'll test this one out and see what kind of spin times it gets. Okay, the Circulator didn't really do as well as I thought it would do. It got an average spin time of 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Vertically better, it was getting around 6.5 minutes vertically, and it varied anywhere from about 3.5 to a little over 5 minutes horizontally. But I was getting a lot of feedback off the bearing. The bearing sounded kind of grindy a little bit, and it had a tendency when it was going slow towards the end of its spin, it would slow down very quickly, which kind of told me there was a little bit too much friction going on in the bearing that I got with it. So I thought this thing could do better than that, and what I did was I replaced the bearing in it with a bearing that I know was pretty good, and I just ran it for one spin with that bearing, and it came in at 12 minutes and 25 seconds. So this thing can be a very long spinner. Over 12 minutes is fantastic, really. It's just the bearing that was in it wasn't up to par, you know. So it got an overall score of around 6.8 with the bearing that came with it, which is good. It qualifies as a good spinner. But if it had got scores, you know, with a different bearing over 7 minutes, which it was obviously going to do, it would have got a score of around 7.8, which would have qualified as a very good spinner. On appearance, I gave it a 7. I don't think it looks that great. It kind of just looks like a stylized gear. On feel, I gave it a 7.5. I don't really like the feel of these round spinners too much because they just, you just can't seem to, your finger is held too far away from the center, and it's hard to get a good spin on it. But as round spinners go, it's not too bad. So, but I gave it a 7.5 on feel. Perceived quality, I gave it an 8. You know, it's 2R Designs. They usually put out pretty good stuff, and this is looks like it's well made. So that's the Circulator. It obviously can be a very long spinner because I got an over 12-minute spin with it. I just had to use a different bearing than what I got with it. So as long as you're prepared to possibly change or maybe clean the bearing, it should work out really well for you. All right, we'll see you. And I forgot to mention that the price of this is $34.99 normally. Right at this moment, they've got a sale going on. You can pick one up for only $15. So if you can get over, I don't know if that, by the time you see this video, I don't know if that sale will still be in effect. It doesn't look like the kind of sale that's going to last for very long. And also, I forgot to mention the weight of this, which is 74 grams. So it's got some weight to it, and it works to good effect.